Hey, good morning, good morning. Oh, that sucks, Ublis. Viral, it's going really well. So we were previously using these medicine bowls, or these mixing bowls, as our like bag of choice for the Beastlord. But I just got so tired of opening them up and getting the trade skill notification like this. And then I have to click experiment, or you have to hold down control when you click it. It's a huge pain. So I'm keeping one because it does hold 10 slots. So this will be like my bag where I put all the things that I don't frequently move around, like my food and stuff. And then the rest I'm gonna keep as just medicine bags. So right now we are going to Kern's castle. We're hoping to turn in this glowing skull to an undead cook or a skeleton cook, whatever his name is, so that we can get a nice next slot from that quest line. The terrible thing about this quest is that when you turn in the item, the mob disappears. He's also hunted because he drops Kern's shield, which is like a really nice shield. And his placeholder and him are on a 1 hour respawn timer, unlike the rest of the zone. So we've gotten like, in the last day and a half, we've gotten like 6 or 7 placeholders and no spawn. The one time there was a spawn, someone ran up and killed it, some like twink. So it's been rough going trying to get this guy. I mean, like, they're undoubtedly a great bag. 10 slot, giant size, very light, and they only cost like 6 copper or something crazy to buy. But it's such a hassle to deal with that extra click every time. Ublis, the 2 sites that I use are, for quests that is, are P99 Wiki, or in the case of the Beastlord, I have to rely a lot more on Alakazam. It works a lot better with Ala if you have an account. You don't have to deal with the ads as much, and you can search a little bit better. So what I'll do is, like, for this Beastlord, I go to Cabalus, the zone, and I look at the quests in Cabalus. And then, like, I'll start looking at neighboring zones, you know what I mean? I'll look at, like, okay, what are named mobs in Field of Bone, or Worslick's Woods, or Kern's, and what are quests that are in those zones? And I just kind of go through like that, doing some research. So I killed the PH about an hour ago. He should be due, I think, in 6 minutes. So we should be able to get up there and sit on his spawn point. We're the only person in the zone, that's great. I really need to work on my conjuration skill. I forgot to buy Sicken when I first got it, so my conjuration is super low. But now I have Tainted Breath, and it's really good, really mana efficient if I don't fizzle my entire mana bar trying to cast it. As you guys can see, we are now level 20. Feels good. Close to 21. At 21, we get our new pet, so that's really exciting. Look at those dodges. That's the pH spawn spot. But I don't know. It's weird that he's facing the wall like that, and he's a little bit early. I'm hoping that's not the pH. He won't be due for another 4 minutes, but of course the zone respawn is faster if no one's here. So perhaps he did spawn. The worst part about this quest is the skull that you turn in is no rent. Which means if I like log off for the day, I've got to redo it. Yeah, I don't know. The Plane of Sky key is kind of like the only one I can think of where there was a good reason. It's not a fun reason, but you know they had a vision of just how many people they wanted to progress through Plane of Sky, and making the keys no rent they thought was probably a good way to do that. Little did they know that people would just corpse bank them and stuff anyway. So. So my next claw comes out of Dalnir. It's pretty dangerous right now, but we might try it after this. Definitely can't do it, actually. The mobs that drop the items I need are 25 to 29, so we'll have to wait for a little bit still. But what we can do is we could do forest giants and hopefully get a forest loop if we're very lucky. Ooh. Crap. So the whole time I've been here, I have not seen a single shred of Bury Nye armor drop. Good morning, Boosted. One of our buddies saw some in the basement. They only drop from like the deep skeletons down there, the ice bones and char bones. But I've killed about a dozen, maybe 2 dozen of those now, and I haven't seen any yet. Just bad luck, I suppose. I've killed the fingered skeleton twice. He's usually super rare. Yeah, so it looks like this was the pH here. which means he should be back up at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, around there. Oh, no, never mind, it wasn't. That's him. Still the PH, though. Alright, so we got 54 minutes from the time this guy's dead until the next spawn. Man, honestly, I don't even remember really doing it. I think they might path all over Worstlicks. I don't think I had much issue getting them. The only two hard parts of that quest line are the breastplate and the claw. Man, the claw took so long. Trying to find those Sarnak to get the fangs. Actually, I saw lots of them, but the fang is super rare. Honestly, I would skip the claw piece of that quest. Just do your normal claw quest. It's way easier. I've never used Spirit of Bear before. Let's see if it's even worth it. $22 HP? Not really. What's going on, Sean? No, you don't need to finish the claw. You can do them all out of order. But the chest is took me a long time. I killed like maybe 20 or 30 Tuck warriors out in the swamp, and it's super dangerous. I didn't get it until a couple levels ago because it was so dangerous being out in the swamp. You know what I mean? I didn't feel confident doing it until I had my level 15 pet, and I still almost died. Yeah, Liak, I don't know why they decided to make this guy be on an hour respawn timer for like a newbie quest. It's so bizarre. I want to try to kill this mole. I'm gonna med up first. Yeah, the quest line is really hit or miss. Wait until you have to forage that bone dust or whatever. The bone barley from Field of Bone. Dude, I was 4 or 5 points over trivial, and I failed to combine twice in a row. And it took me like multiple hours to forage each time. Yeah, Riker, we got it. It's feeling good. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm glad to see you back in the chat. We're doing that XR life right now. So I'm trying to camp the cook, but he's just like such a pain. 1 hour respawn time. I've had like 4 or 5 PHs in a row. This is the equivalent of like the Warrior Pike quest or the Necromancer Skullcap. This is the Beastlord version. I would keep the club in main hand, but this is primary only. Dude, look at this club. This thing is nuts, man. He drops a, yeah, he basically drops a shiny breast shield, but he's also a quest NPC. We're trying to turn an item into him to get a necklace. The Warrior Pike is 1246 for about the tier that we're on, relatively speaking. But it's also a back slot and has 5 AC. Yeah, you know, I've seen like 1 or 2 of the skulls in Kerns, but it seems super rare. And I've been shredding this place. So we killed the last guy at 9:47. 10:41 is when we'll get our next spawn opportunity. I don't know if it's even worth it to go to the basement. Hey, good morning, Cretan. Uh-oh, good luck with that AC, dude. Dude, the map for this zone is such a nightmare without height filter. Ah, yes. I can see exactly where I'm going. I'm pretty tempted to just go to Warslick's Woods and come back here when the timer's up. It's probably the smart thing to do. But I also haven't like completely conquered the zone. Like I kind of want to go all the way to the deepest part of the zone before I leave. Wish my pet would catch up to me. Oh, there we go. What's up, dude? Mr. Jones, there's a spot you stand and you just kill mobs for like 10 minutes and she pops. Let me see if I can get you the exact coordinates. There's a little trick. I'll show you one sec. All right, so you go to your EQ directory, go into the maps section, and then find Inuthul B_1, and you copy paste this in there, okay? And that'll show you exactly where to kill. I'm ready for these guys to start dropping some Burning Eye armor. She doesn't spawn at that spot, or she hasn't for me at least, though, Mr. Jones. Usually she spawns like closer to the guards, and then she'll just, you'll see her path up eventually. But I mean, you saw me do like countless ruby turn-ins on the paladin, so I got pretty familiar with the process, and I'm pretty confident that was working. Oh yeah, conjuration. This new pet is awesome. He can solo greens. What, is that one for you in a box? Or, like, their lore, right? Dude, I like that these guys have kind of like a little dent in the back of their helmets. Kind of cute. My wife saw these for the first time yesterday while I was playing in here, and she really liked the Burning Eye models. She says she would refuse to kill them. They're innocent. So this is the only way I know of down to the deepest area. I went down here once just to check it out, and I had to origin out. Like, I set my pet on some mobs and just bounced. So you go down there, and on both sides of you, there's a pile of Burning Eye, and there's like 2 or 3 pathers that will walk through that spot too. So it gets very sketch very quickly. Yeah, I wish there were more Burning Eye that could use their own zone, to be honest. Something to do in the future when we do our own emulated Everquest server. We'll finish it. So you can see what I'm talking about here. It's kind of sketch. I'm gonna go on that side and fight that guy right there. Since he's just a light blue with a gray next to him rather than deal with the 3 blues and a pather over there. Oh, jeez. This could actually go really poorly for us here. This mob, since he's gray, is going to run at like really low HP. Right. Is someone trade window? Oh, I see what you're saying. Look at the way he holds his arms out when he runs. It's like a little kid, you know, they're just running around like they're Goku. Just blend in with the wall. It's Mirandy. I did get one. Rocking it in the offhand right now, only because my my primary quest weapon is primary only. Yeah, Mr. Jones, I definitely will. All right, Cretan, Tower of Frozen Shadow. So all I really know about the Tower of Frozen Shadow, right, is obviously it's ruled by Serena Siltor. Always forget her last name. And she was, or maybe still is, in love with Mayong Mistmore. They were an item at one point, and for some reason, Mayong totally abandoned her. But nevertheless, he took her to Velius, set her with the task of monitoring the Claws of Vishan there to make sure that they weren't getting up to anything that he didn't want them to, and set that as her base of operations. Then he trapped her there so she can't leave, and it might be related to like her appearance changing. But yeah, if you see her, she's like super ugly. So that was either done by him or it was some kind of curse from like a ritual that she was doing to increase her necromantic powers. And the long and short of it is she has been forsaken by Mayong, and she is very resentful of that. That's kind of the shtick for like most of Mayong's subordinates. They all like sort of hate him. Riker, I'm not sure. They have like a level 5 armor set, and then they don't really have anything after that that I know of. Oh, okay. Plutal Caverns lore. So, what I believe is that Plutal Caverns is kind of a place where like the rejects of the various societies on Luckland go. That big lake in PC is known as Lake Recondite, and we of course see the Recondite bandits there, who are kind of like rejects of the Combine and Shadowhaven and all that. And then we see like the weak Shiknar there, who have basically been kicked out of Fungus Grove for whatever reason. And I'm pretty sure that those Shiknar worship the fungus, like the mushroom people. Specifically, there's like that one named mushroom there that they worship as like some kind of deity or prophet. And of course, Pluto Caverns, if you've ever been in the zone, like most people just do the bandits, but it's actually a huge zone. And it's supposed to be like that zone is the whole underbelly of like Hollowshade Moor. It's right underneath Shadowhaven and what's that other zone? Shadeweaver's Thicket. It's like under all of the surface of that. But basically, Plutal Caverns is a place where NPCs that are rejected in their own societies go. Yeah. Yeah, the bandits are a really great camp, and then like the rest of it is not as easy. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, Angel, I died on the Shaman a while ago. I was like level 6. Yeah, the giant mushroom dude is the one that they worship. What's his name? The Rishi Saiban? I think that's it, the Rishi Saiban. I really don't want to fight both of these guys. Especially since they're both level 18. Interesting fire pot with the dragon motif down here. Wow, dude, I got so lucky with that. Yep, that's the one. That other sapper passed away like right as I was casting. I can't believe Sicken is still fizzling at 62 conjuration skill. Zerexis, I'm probably going to go to Warslick's Woods. and maybe the over there. I want to try to get a forest loop. Yeah, it's fast, but it's got like a really long recast time. I can only cast it like every 45 seconds or something. So I'm gonna go to down there, but I want to wait till like 25 or so. You can force me to go to down here, but you can't force me to like go past the entrance way. You know what I mean? I am level 21. I would like to go to down here, but I also would like to finish exploring Cairns. I've never really cleared down here. Oh, and we have a named mob that's due in 15, 16 minutes-ish. The cook respawn is due-ish. It's kind of cool. Yep, we're getting there. Do you guys know, Riker? Do you know how rare forest loops are? Oh, just kidding. Is this like a pit to nowhere that I'm gonna drown in? Yeah, exactly, Riker. Those ones are like lower level. I don't know if they are more rare from them. Yeah, we put him in timeout. People usually do what, like the Frontier Mountains camp, right? Man, I miss Variant. I miss being able to blame Variant for everything. SOE was definitely in charge of things when EverQuest had the biggest single failure that I think the company ever had, which was the Sony hack, and you literally could not play EverQuest live servers or progression at all for like 1 or 2 months. For my experience, I always had better interactions with them once they were Daybreak than when they were SOE. But everyone's results may vary, you know? Alright, so we'll have to go back over this way. That's crazy. I mean, I had awesome interactions with Holly, J-Chan, Bloodwolf, Prathin, and Pystro, all while they were DBG. So, I mean, it was like all the same people under SOE for the most part. Yeah, I mean, customer service, like, from that perspective was super bad. Once they put the rules in that it was kind of like hands off, that sucked. But I mean, like, it's the company that brought us pretty much annual TLP servers, which is good and bad, but probably more good than bad so far. They also brought us instancing and pick zones, which is clearly more good than bad. So they had some very big wins. I remember on Vulak launch when some people warped 6 Shadow Knights to Veneral Sathir the moment Kunark launched. And within like 2 minutes, he was dead to Harm Touch spam. Like, they went from being on Antonica to Veneral Sathir being dead. And I put a petition in about it. And Head GM Kaeldred sent me a message and said, hey, we investigated this and we have found that it would be possible with normal gameplay. And I made a video and I was like, I'm going to run as fast as possible from the Dreadlands port-in to Veneral Sathir, and it's going to take me like 5 times as long. With a Bard. There's no way to do it without MacroQuest. And the day that I did like a big post and I like quote took Faceless off of Vulak was the day Kaeldred and those guys sent me a message on the forum and they're like, hey, we just did something that we think you'll be really happy about. And I was like, what is it? And all they did was they changed the stupid Kunark timeline of server first to reflect Faceless having the server first Veneral Sathir because the other one was considered illegitimate. I was like, are you trying to bribe me right now? Dude, right? Exactly. That's crazy. That's the kind of stuff that happened under Sony, which I think was like way worse and more flagrant than what we saw under Daybreak. And so for that reason, I always say that I think Daybreak did a better job. And I don't know how much of that was Holly, but I like to believe that a lot of it was Holly, because my interactions with her personally were always super great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys nowadays will admit to doing all that kind of stuff since it's been so long. Yeah, Nils, Holly went to Blizz. Holly turned the progression server thing into something that happened like once every 3 to 5 years and would have a server that was active until Planes of Power and then slowly die into like a bustling community that happened every year. And there was all sorts of new rule sets happening and the servers stayed healthy forever because of instancing. Like, she transformed all that. It was always so funny, like, you could always predict. So if you were like a high-end raider, whenever they removed one of the big bottlenecks so that a huge amount of the community could get past it and play the game in a more complete manner, as a high-end raider who had dealt with all the bottlenecks, you would always know what the next thing the community was going to cry about was. I was in Kunark when they announced Finny, and we knew there was going to be instance raids, and we were like, oh man, I can't wait to see all the drama about VP keys now that every single guild on the server is going to be trying to get a 6-hour ground spawn. And sure enough, and the same thing happened for like a million other similar situations. Charm gate, baby. You gotta get your puppet strings in your vial of swirling smoke. I actually need to origin and run back here because there's no way back up. They changed the timers. Most of them are more forgiving now, Nils, and the ground spawns can spawn all over the zone instead of in a single spot that people can camp and spam click. Kazakh Thule boosted. And then we knew there was going to be a ton of drama about the sleeper. Like, you think any server is ever going to let the sleeper stay asleep again when every guild within like 2 weeks can wake them up? Not a chance. Even if you try, some random rogue group of nobodies is going to wake them up. On Agnar, we walk into Sleeper's Tomb with 22 people. And we woke the sleeper up in less than 24 hours from Velius launching. And we destroyed all the loot. It was 100% fair. No one got anything. That pet pool though. No, we got shrouds and everything. We had 2 shrouds drop. I gave them both to bards to ensure that like they couldn't be reclaimed or anything. Oh no, I gave one to a bard and one to a warrior. Yeah, we had a lot of good loot drop, and we just made sure that if it was something that we wanted to really keep down and it was no drop, we put it on a class that couldn't use it. And then our warrior would go every couple days and link the shroud in monk chat. You didn't tell me, Riker. I mean, it's been broken on all the servers, but I don't know if it was maybe more broken or broken differently on those ones. I have this feeling I'm going to get all these mobs. All right, this will work well. That was exactly what we needed. Now we can do the 2 easy. The point of doing the sleeper thing? Well, I mean, part of it is just a flex. Basically, months and months before Velius opened on Agnar, someone was crying on the forums about how Faceless was going to wake the sleeper. They're like, is there anything we could do about the Sleeper's Tomb stuff before Faceless rolls in? And I was just reading the thread and I was like, someone said that we were going to like RMT all the loot. We were going to lock it down and sell all the loot for real money. And I was like, I was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna walk in there the first day of Velius and I'm gonna wake the sleeper and I'm gonna destroy all the loot. And they were like, no, you won't. And I was like, okay, respond to this in 4 months. And as soon as that exchange happened, I knew that no matter what, I was gonna do it. No, that's crazy, Wrecker. I didn't know about that. It's like that on test server. Not consistently, but like they'll occasionally respawn. Ooh, perfect timing. A Spirit Wolf is wearing off this guy. I'm surprised you guys were able to keep it a secret so long. Whatever happens with the sleeper on Air-Dune, all you can guarantee is that people will not be happy. This is going to be really bad for me. My pet is having some kind of pathing error, so we're going to click Origin. Yeah, so this is in the back of one of the prison cells. This goes with that Kern's lore that one of the prisoners was able to dig his way out, and then he ended up digging right into a pile of Burying tunnels, which ended up being the downfall of Kern's tower. And you can kind of see that firsthand right there. That's okay. Our respawn on the cook is due very soon. I can sell him Field of Bone. Spirit Wolf is 24. Yeah, Krechek, I agree with you. I think that is the most obvious solution, and I think it's kind of absurd that we've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years since instances came out now, and they haven't made that change yet. It's just so obvious. Have both versions of Sleeper's Tomb available via an Agent of Change, and whichever one you want that week, your guild can do it. Right now, they're like, everyone can experience raid content, except for this one thing in the raid content. Only one guild can experience that one. Yeah, Boosted, that's exactly how it works. Normally, you kill 3 of the 4 warders, and then when they respawn, as long as one warder is always alive at any given time, the sleeper will never wake up, and they will always keep repopping. The benefit of keeping him asleep is just that you can farm the warder loot. Back in the day, it was probably 7 days, Nils. Now, honestly, I don't even know. Like I said, last time I did the Sleeper's Tomb, they never respawned. What's going on, XR Monkey? Yeah, it used to be, before instance content, that you could make agreements with guilds and keep them asleep. And why could you do that? Because you could very easily control the key mobs in the open world. You say, hey, we'll let your guild, you know, have access to this, but here's the rule, and everyone would be on good terms about it. But now everyone can farm 5 or 6 keys a week and no one can do anything about it. So eventually, within a couple weeks, some group of kids is going to go in there and wake it, no matter what your server wants to do about it. It becomes kind of like the prisoner's dilemma. Like, you want to be, you know that someone is going to wake it, probably. And if someone's going to wake it, you may as well wake it. And everyone has that mindset. So then everyone immediately is kind of set on waking it. That said, I think Sleeper's Tomb loot is overrated. I think the Sleeper's Tomb experience is really awesome, though. It's an amazing zone. It's super cool to be in there. And it's truly a great moment the first time you step in front of the sleeper and you see him asleep. At least I thought it was. There's a Kotaku article on the sleeper, and they use a GIF from one of my raid videos. And it's funny, they use this GIF, I think, where I pop Whirlwind and tank the sleeper on my monk until he death touches me. Yeah, it's so good. Tell Vanis, what do you mean, Kern's chair? PH, rip. So what about the chair? Okay. Oh, the pathing? Seems normal to me. Right now, I'm not really working on any of the claw quests. All right, behind it now. Yeah, I've got the glowing skull. If the cook pops, I'm done. But it's no rent, so if I log off, it's over, and he's a 1 hour respawn, which is super lame. And we've now had 6 placeholders. The zone is pretty much becoming like bad EXP as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with this chair, like what it's doing. Yeah, it's still no rent. Talvanis, any comment here? I don't know. It seems like a lot of trouble. They're great at me anyway. Interesting tidbit, though. Slythe, the Beastlord is level 21. Nils, over 20 rubies, I think. Just over 20. The big breakthrough for me was basically the day before I died on the Pally. I was in the Kanos Aqueducts, and all I did the entire day was farm Spectres in the Shadow Knight like GMs. And each GM drops a 20 plat sword, and the Spectres drop 12 plat scythes, and they can also drop like gems. So I made like 1400 plat that day, and I was able to buy over 10 rubies and walk up to Linuga, and I was like pretty confident that I was going to get one at that point. So if we go for another try at the cook, it'll be 11:30. No, I don't think I was. Not on that final attempt. With the 10 rubies, I was just like, we're going to get it. That's it. It's on stream. What I was doing before that, though, is I would, whatever item she gave me, I would drop on the ground. And I would keep doing that, and then I would shuttle them back and forth to the merchant, yeah. We'd probably be like 45 or 46 on the Pally right now. Gotta get the jump timed just right on the zone line. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this, but whenever I've been exporting my videos from Twitch to YouTube since I started the Beastlord, I'm getting errors. Like it's very challenging to actually get them to export. I've got another one that I've been trying to export for like a day and a half, and it just keeps like automatically failing. You mean like per second? I don't know. But I know like it's currently sitting at 95% processed and has been for over 12 hours. I could actually open it myself and watch the video, and it says it's still got a complete processing, so it doesn't actually display on my YouTube page. And in order to even export that from Twitch, I had to export it like totally blank. Normally I can fill in like all the details, the descriptions, the tags, etc. on Twitch. I don't think you can choose the file type on Twitch, can you? I just export it as default. Same thing I did for all the Pally videos that worked fine. Good morning, Superman. I'm not recording in OBS, I'm just streaming. I thought I was dead for a second there. Like, I imagined myself jumping off and diving in the water, and then when I saw that I was going to hit the ground, I was like, oh, here's a 10K. Yeah, I just go to like the video manager in Twitch and I click export and I fill out all the YouTube details and then boom, it arrives. Everything's good to go. That's what I did for all the Paladin videos. That's what I did for the 25-hour stream. Riker, I don't get any video files. Like, I export directly from Twitch. So it never touches my PC. Like, I never have to download it. Yeah, Claw 4 is going to be super hard to get. I mean, it's going to be incredibly dangerous, even when I'm level appropriate. I've got to get 8 or 9 pages from the Cly Evokers. Literally, like, the most dangerous mobs. Yeah, dude, it's going to be so cancer. They're all named the same name. You just got to click on it and pray. But at least down here is going to be good EXP for a long time. Yeah, you can download your own VODs. But like, do I want to take the time to download a 5-hour stream? I don't know. Yeah, that's what they were saying, Mr. Jones, but I was looking at the comments and everyone is saying like, yeah, I only got it off the Evokers. Yeah, I need to watch myself here. Such a cool statue. I'm really surprised there's not like some kind of murderous fish in this river since we're in Kunark. Everything wants to kill you here. Kunark is like Australia. And the Ixar Empire was like World War I Germany, I'm pretty sure. Feels very inspired. Yeah, the Ogre Empire was really destroyed thoroughly. I think that shows you the difference between an empire which was destroyed by natural causes like dragons and stuff, and one that was destroyed by the gods. Like the ogres as a race were permanently reduced following that. I wonder if I can kill this guy. The Ogre Empire predates the Combine Empire. They definitely weren't the first race. Brel created the first race. Brel was the first god to find Norath before the other gods, after Vishan marked it. There we go, Tainted Breath. Cast. These are a really big step up from the classic giant models. Look, he's got like clothing that has its own animation. The ogres are just the ones that are like really well known. So the Ogre Empire was actually around, the Relosian Empire as it were, was around at the same time as the Shisar Empire. The empires met each other, knew one another, and decided to go in the opposite direction as one another, because of relatively equivalent might. Yeah, look at it, like every tree on my screen is just moving. Nice empty camp with a big rotating hunk of meat. No, Riker, I was like so far on the opposite end of the spectrum that by the time I got Kunark, Velius was about to come out. I remember buying Velius in GameStop. No, I bought Velius in Electronic Boutique. And the guy at the counter said, "What level are you?" And I said, "I've got a level 25 Ranger." And he said, "I don't think..." Well, actually, he then addressed my mom and said, "He won't really be able to use this game until he's level 36. And my mom was like, "Well, then I guess we shouldn't get it for you." And I was like, I remember young Zaide was so angry at that Electronics Boutique employee. I didn't get my first character into like the mid 40s until Luckland. I distinctly remember farming some outdoor zone in Luckland with a group on my bard. That was my first character to reach like quote high level. Right, yeah. Ma'am, your son is what we call a scrub. He really doesn't need to be buying this. Yeah, dude, I did the same thing. I lived in Crystal Caverns for a long time. I loved that zone. And I never really gained any levels because I would die once a day and that would take all the EXP I gained. Buck Nasty, you can change your models to stick figures, which helps. That's what I would do during Big Poop Socks. Just go to your eqclient.ini file and add the line stick figures equal true. Long time no see, love mom. I feel like I'll get both of those giants, right? No. No, it's 100% true. Always a Yordle. True and 1 are the same in your INI file. Same as 0 and false. I'll show you guys. Did I spell it wrong? Rip. I assume I'd have to totally restart rather than just camp. We'll test it though. What, Liak? You died again, dude? No way. Bard was going to be a tough run anyway. Yeah, we'll have to completely restart. So you choose whichever race comes up by default, Liak, and then you roll for your class. High Elf Cleric, easy mode. Dude, High Elf actually has a really good chance of giving you a very powerful SSF class that will make a trivial encounter for you. But it could roll Paladin. Oh, rip. Hey man, you already know what to do with Pally, right? Should be easy. Liak's gonna make me look bad. Get this Paladin to like 65. Zo TV, thanks for the follow. I don't know, Liak, you've had a lot of opportunity to see the Paladin run. You know the whole thing. And you've got the optimal Paladin class, or race. It's only optimal for like level 30 plus though. The trees here are really dense. Like, it's funny, but a giant could straight up sneak up on you in this area. Alright, so I'm going to try to pull these two giants. And if I can't split them, I think the name of the game is to run to the over there. Nice. Here's hoping. Forest loops are why we're here. Look at this view. It also just feels really cool to be killing giants. So another thing I did when I was young, when I was like level 38 to 40 maybe, I insisted, oh god, this is gonna be bad. Alright, we're lucky. I insisted on leveling in Kale, and I would drag all my friends there. And it was the worst EXP you could imagine, but it just felt so cool to be killing giants. Yeah, I love when they do that, Riker. Like, I really like that some of the Goblin dungeons have, like, bankers and vendors and stuff. I wish they had expanded upon that more. I'm tempted to just spam Sicken to skill up my Conjuration. I have given in to temptation. Okay, we're losing the fight because I'm doing this. This is not good. Resisted my nuke. Oh, that's super not good. I don't know what the game plan here is. Might be game over. Spindall, thank you for continuing that sub, bro. Glad you would support the stream. Here's hoping I don't die right now. Light blue. I might be able to just swing this. He is sewed. Spendall, thank you for continuing on with your sub for that second month. Luckily, we got far enough away. Our pet was a good sacrifice. The clutch play there was pulling the pet off the giant, putting him on the brute just to hold aggro. Living the good life. I think this is for a quest. Looks like it's a Veronavi quest. What's going on, Maze? So what I'll do here is I'll quickly relog and let you guys enjoy that stick figure life. Yeah, the pet was tanking like a champ. Don't do it. Don't. You don't. I'm gonna enjoy killing this mob so much. I actually lost the no rent skull already, didn't? Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I might lose the no rent skull, but I might not, because like it'll stay on there for like 10 minutes in case you crash a lot of times. This is ridiculous. All right, 5 seconds. No, unbelievable. I actually can't believe that this just happened. That's gonna take too long. Yeah, I don't know about killing this guy. Yeah, these ones are like basically the babies. It's like a null pup equivalent of a brute. For real, Boosted, it's how it feels right now. I feel like that pygmy thing is for a monk shackle quest. I feel like I've camped those for a long time. Don't even... Is there any place in this stupid forest that is safe from like pathers? Or is every 5-foot radius touched by some hostile mob every 30 seconds so that it's impossible to camp here? What are you doing? Dude, we're gonna get hit. We're gonna be 22 before we can camp. That's why I remember it. I don't know about the parcel act now, but I know the shared bank. If you put it in shared bank, you can loot another one. It would help if I turned auto attack on, I suppose. Here's the trick. I'm going to start the camp while he's still running. We did it. We beat Everquest. What is with this gap? Here's hoping. There we go. Thank you for the congrats. Feels good. All right, we got it. This is like when Neo starts to see the numbers behind the Matrix. This is my truest self. Leok, literally, we were just trying to camp, and every time we would get to 5 seconds, 3 times in a row, a mob would show up. Maybe 4 times? And so we were just excited because we were finally able to log out. That's what we did. That first couple days when we wanted to kill Faradar as fast as possible, we would just bat phone a raid, and all the raid would do is run to each one of the VP key zones. It'd spawn a pick, then we would leave long enough for the pick to close while we did other zones, and come back and redo it again and again and again. Village, this is my character. Yeah, doing giants. We had a small accident, so we had to take a break and med up and stuff. Morning Oin. There are some that I've seen up to level 22, but it seems like you would be able to do them. If you can root rod especially. Yeah, the VP key is definitely the worst. I mean, it was cool to do once. but only once. Oh, it looks like they go up to 23 at least. $25, I lied. I sort of feel like I should have more mana before I try this guy. Sort of. I'm intentionally sticking to Kunark as much as I can so far. I do feel a desire to go to Soulsec A, but other than that, all Kunark. I made the trip to Freeport to kill snakes to get eggs for one of my quests. Can't pull aggro off of them. There are literally 0 snakes in Kunark. The only egg dropping mobs in Kunark that I know of are the cockatrices, and the only ones that drop eggs are like level 30 plus. You should do it, Riker. We have a lot of people doing SSF characters now. Like, this guild has like 10 or 20 people in it. In fact, you should just come do it on Mangler and hang out with us. Easy. Kited this guy. I think Ranger's actually pretty hard. The beginning is really hard on a Ranger. Once you get like level 20, it'll be a lot easier. I wonder if I can kill that level 25 right there, or if that's just like crazy talk. The only reason Ranger's tough in the beginning is because they lack early high quality weapon options. But if you do Kunark, you could just come get a club, Xar Berserker club, I think. You know, see, I feel like it just kind of like defeats the purpose if you take the slow and steady route, the safe route. You got to go to lower Guck, Soul B. Hit level 50, killing a fire giant. All right, we're gonna try this Redcon Evergreen here. Our dot landed. I don't use POK though. Strafe. It's going good. We're in a tense moment right now fighting a Redcon forest giant. I think we got this though, after kiting for 70%. By the way, how's it going, Nick? Easy. Now drop a forest loop for our trouble. Trolled me. Hey, we kept our skull. This is if you turn stick figures on. Ooh, another red. So we're actually due literally right now for our Kern's Tower spawn. We'll probably go check that. I'm sure we'll get 1 kill and hit 22 on the way there. All right, back to some more reasonable music. Yeah, that's like Anxiety, the soundtrack. The song is actually from stage 4.2, 4-tac 2 of Ninja Gaiden, I want to say. I don't think they are Riker. I think we still have like another month or two before Paniel opens. They're doing Kunark in October, September or October, so it should be at least August until we see that. Erudite Shadow Knight would be awesome.
You need to know that I'm much better than you. Make the illest beats. Scared of none of y'all. You need to know that I'm much better than you. Make the illest beats. Scared of none of y'all.
Alright, here's hoping someone else wasn't like right at the camp, but it's getting a little bit later in the day, so odds are actually pretty good that we just straight up missed them. Erudite Shadow Knight with that infinite mana pool, basically. Yeah, right. It's not good that this room is clear. RIP PH again, dude. Why would it take 8+ hours to do a newbie quest? Actually, it doesn't take 8 hours to do it. It takes 8 hours to do the turn-in. Why would that happen? Generally, from the time it takes you to kill the mobs that could drop the stuff to complete this quest, plus 8 hours, you would no longer be in the zone. Ding 22. All we get at 22 is Endure Disease, and not really a spell worth going back to town for. Look, you can see the little secret area behind Kern's zone line. It looks like it was originally going to have the same kind of zone-in style as the Howling Stones or Sebelis. Diva, the pH timer is 1 hour. And that is our 7th pH. For a quest that you could complete at level 15 in a zone where the mobs begin to become gray around level 20. Yeah, man, I will never have double attack on this character. It's wild.
Radio Cut Man.
I think Tunair Druid can start in Surefall Glade still, right? Koron Finisk shouts, heed the wishes of Tunair. So it seems like SFG Tunair start is possible. I think Surefall start is like the most important aspect of this. I don't know if there's a deity specific necklace quest for either of them. I don't think so. Which one gets the clicky neck, Diva? Tunair it is. So you decided on a Druid, Riker, for your SSF, or your Permadeath run? I saw another guy doing a high elf paladin on P99 green that is Permadeath. But he's the same. Like, someone came over while he was level 1 and just dumped a pile of bronze armor on him. He's like, sweet, thanks. Same thing, he's got like a black and iron bastard sword. And he groups as well. It's all about those null fangs. I don't know, are you looking for like a powerful class or like a very challenging class, Zoe? Yeah, Quest EXP is so much better on P99. The only downside is you're on P99. I think Shadow Knight would be a great one. Shadow Knight is most likely going to be my next class. Do SK on Mangler. Go Erudite, Troll, or Ixar. And then once you're like level 20-ish, start working on Blackened Alloy Armor from Running Eye. You'll be set. I don't think so, Madman Marlowe. If you're comparing Aerodune to P99, I think Aerodune solo is slower than P99 solo. That's the point. Yeah, I can't say for sure, Riker. It would be such an arduous task to test that theory too that I don't want to do it. No, they just nerfed falling damage, I think. So Acno, you have to go into your eqclient.ini file, and then you just add the line somewhere that says stick figures equals 1 or stick figures equals true. And I turned it on just because we were talking about it, and I wanted to showcase the stick figure. This is what you do if you have 500 people sitting on a dragon spawn. Or everyone is sitting on top of a ground spawn that you have to click. Or if you're boxing 50 characters on one PC. Yeah, this is Radio Cutman. It's a lo-fi video game remix station. Ah, good to know, Diva. Oh, that's terrible. I hope your eyes are okay, Riker. Having less than 600 frames per second, I mean, you could really tell the difference. This is gonna be really good. This is a Gerudo Valley remix. Yeah, there's some hit or miss ones, but there's a lot of really good ones on this station. That's how I felt, Riker. I bought a 1080 Ti a couple years ago. My friends were like, dude, what are you going to play? And I was like, EverQuest. Sweet. So that necklace is used for the Necromancer questline, 5th rank. Bobby, this is the true EverQuest experience. We left the Matrix. Now we're really seeing EverQuest for what it truly looks like. Quick AFK. Hopefully something can not path into me for 30 seconds. All right. What's up with people asking about Tower of Frozen Shadow lore so much today? It's fine, probably not. So, Tower of Frozen Shadow is obviously that huge black tower on the ice-clad ocean when you first get to Velius. It was created by Mayong Mistmore. It serves as an outpost for his servants, his agents, to monitor the activities of primarily the Claws of Vishan on Velius. It is ruled over by Serena, who previously had a romantic relationship with Mayong, though something caused that relationship to break off suddenly, much to her chagrin. It's potentially her face, if you look at it. She, rumor was that she was once very beautiful, now she's hideous, and this caused Mayong to leave her there. She's also trapped there. Mayong has sealed it, so she can never leave. She can only do his bidding and stay there. Which means she has this weird thing where she loves and hates Mayong. She hates him because he rejects her, and she would love him if he stopped rejecting her. But Mayong will probably never do that. I don't know that there are any deeper mysteries here with the Tower of Frozen Shadow. I know there used to be rumors about a mysterious additional floor. But yeah, the purpose of that is just to act as the eyes and ears of Mayong Mistmore on Velius. I don't know if force loops actually drop off these giants here. Did you pay for the good frame rate pack in the cash shop on Black Desert Online? Could be it. It's Mirandy, thanks for the follow. Is there a lot of like just being AFK in BDO? Ah, I see. Bobby, people don't AFK in EQ. All play is strictly human being at keyboard, ideally one human per keyboard. They should semi-ban you. You can only play between the hours of 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. for the next 10 days. What are you camping, Bobby? That's crazy, Village. Aren't you like level 19? Oh, 18. Dang. Pretty good, man. 1041. Almost a 4.0 ratio. Beastlord is awesome, man. Really enjoying it. Very easy. Or at least much easier than the Paladin. After this, I'm going to do a Shadow Knight. Pretty sure. Well, you know, we'll see how we feel in 40 levels, but right now I think I'm thinking of Shadow Knight next. Well, that could be bad if these guys path over here. That could be fun, Mooney. Are you going to do like solo self-found, or are you going to twink it out? This is suboptimal. It's best expansion block. Lucklin, Pop, GOD, if you don't count LOY and LDON, which I view as sort of supplementary products within the Pop era. And honestly, Pop is a terrible expansion in my humble opinion. Well, it's not a terrible expansion. That's wrong. I really just don't like it. But Gates of Discord is a fantastic expansion. And Luckland's an awesome expansion. So you've got the two of the best expansions ever, and there's just like an okay expansion in the middle there. No, Velius is just a big continent based around raiding, pretty much. Yeah, Nabi, I don't agree with basically anything you're saying. We have to respectfully agree to disagree. I think Classic and Kunark are amazing. I get the sense that you're talking about all these expansions from the perspective of someone who walks into them at max level because they are playing on a progression server, and you're walking in almost best in slot at max level. Kunark's incredible now. It's just a terrible expansion if you arrive at level 51, best in slot with Sky Gear, and your main focus is raiding. Gracias, please. Hopefully you made it out of the purple club and back into like the normal realm. VP key is a fun quest as well. It's just not fun when 4,000 people on your server are trying to do it at the same time. Ooh, 26 is the highest level we've seen so far. I mean, if you just look at the stats of Kunark, if you are a person who likes classic EverQuest, then Kunark is pretty much objectively good. It expands everything, pretty much in every way, with meaningful content that doesn't also trivialize previous content, more or less at all. You get new levels, dozens of new quests, a new race, a whole new continent. It basically doubled the size of the known world. And eventually you get epic quests. The lore is, quite frankly, awesome. The only time Kunark sucks is when you're 50, you come in, epics are open immediately, and you walk into Vishan's Peak week 1 or 2 of the server with your epic already done, and all the loot is pointless and meaningless because, yeah. My spell was interrupted because I cast it too soon after I stopped running. We could use better netcode and EQ, that's for sure. Hey, thanks for the follow, Nariani. Old school lurker. So what I did was I went to my EQ client.ini file and I added the line stick figures equals 1, and that makes you look like this. This was originally added as a April Fool's joke that was put on everyone's character, and since they added the option, you can now do it whenever you'd like. A 27 and a sapling 17. Oh, I wasn't even looking at this. Mostly crap from this goblin though. I would get that note and try to read it to you guys, but it does describe it as an illegible note, so it seems fruitless. I want to pull this guy, but I don't want to aggro that guy. Let's see. Easy. I mean, basically all the expansions are good in the era that we think of as EQ. I really like Legacy Kesha, and I like Eldon too. I think they're cool. But in certain contexts, they're not fun to play. Yeah, Ghostface, if I was leading a raid guild on Eridu, I would simply skip VP. Like, definitely Vishan's Peak, outside of just coolness factor, is not really bringing a lot to the table to a classic raider these days, when epics are readily available and easily acquired. Basically 90% of VP loot is weapon based, and pretty much all of it is immediately replaced by epics, which don't, like, the VP key quest is harder than most epic quests alone. Now that focus effects are removed, it's even less worthwhile. The only items worth getting are the Robe of the Azure Sky, the Crown of Ryle, and Hoshkar boots, and even all of those are really only cool items. They're not really worth getting. I guess the Sow Sword. The haste shoes are really the only like quality item, but the gap between Velius raid gear and Classic and Cunarch raid gear is so steep that within the first 3 days of Velius, you're going to replace virtually all of those items. What you should really do, with all the extra time you would have from not raiding Vishan's Peak, what you should do is pop more pick zones so that more people can finish their Charlock quest line. That would be the most meaningful thing a guild could do. Yeah, Spirit Rat Cord. Get that multi-expansion plus attack on all your melee. P99 has so many like little issues like that. It doesn't surprise me to hear. Man, I can't believe we haven't gotten a forest loop yet. I mean, I guess I sort of expected it to be really rare like this. I thought it would be really rare, and I would just be very lucky. What's going on, Mushnar? I do get some serious streamer luck. Bluecon back here has a weapon in his hands. We'll go kill him first. I had to check. I was like, wait a second. Did I loot one and not realize it? Here we go. Find steel? No. Forest giant hammer. No drop. Ew. For a gross shaman quest? No thank you. Nice, that's a good day, Mushnar. Well, Jeff, from the Beastlord, you could probably make a few guesses about the Shaman SSF. But I'll go out and I'll let you know that he died at the Fresh Young level 6 in the Field of Bone. He was overwhelmed by a skeleton. But the Beastlord has been a lot of fun. Honestly, it was just kind of like a dumb luck, bad move kind of thing that happens in those low levels that got the Shaman killed. I'm confident if we had re-rolled another Shaman, we would have been more or less fine. My main hand is the Beastlord quest claw. This is like the equivalent of like the Green Mist quest for the Shadow Knight or the Shackle of Tenonium quest for the monk. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not as good as the Ixar Berserker Club from Kearns, but it's primary only, unfortunately, so I've got to put it there. Gotta say, chat, disappointed in you guys. Been here all morning and no one has done local lore Warslick's Woods yet. I don't really remember. I honestly, like, the second one was the hard one because that was the foraging stuff. Right, Bobby. What was the what did I even have to do for the third one? Okay, so the third one was the guy who needed the stuff. The second one was a cracked... Oh, okay, so the cracked femur, creeper cabbage, and lichen clover, that was all easy. I did that, like, as I leveled up. Number 1 required froglock, bounder javelins. Okay, so the big time sink for this whole process was the Ixar Raider Brain, because he was like level 9, but he spawns in an area surrounded by like level 15 mobs. So I had to wait till like level 12 to be confident enough to go out there and do that. Then the second one was just a matter of foraging some items, so I got that really quick. And the third one I had to run all the way to North Row to hunt snakes for eggs so that I could craft some of the items I needed. But none of them were level dependent except for that first one. Alright, so local lore, Warslick's Woods. Warslick's Woods is actually named after a giant Warslick who was able to hold his own against the Ixar Empire so well that they were never able to totally settle it. Following that, there is an Ixar. Sorry, there is both a goblin and a forest giant city here. The goblin city is known as Twark, and the forest giant city is known as Chalp. This is the giant fort here that they're talking about. This is Chalp. This is Twark. And this is where a huge number of the Ixar came following the fall of the first Ixar Empire. And they lived in a lot of these different ruins and stuff out here, which is why you see so many manslayers and like bandits to this day, because a lot of them kind of just stayed here and took on the life of banditry and stuff. It's simple, but that's the lore of Warslick's Woods. Alright, Village, would you prefer the Temple of Droga or the Mines of Nurga? Let me make sure this giant doesn't kill me. Right. The Mines of Nurga, so far as I can tell, it's literally just a pretty run-of-the-mill mining complex that the goblins have taken over. They're using it for ore, but they're not doing anything special. It's not like Runny Eye where there's like a magical ore there or anything. You can't just do monitor capture, Riker? We've got to go back to Kearns like right now. White Wolf, that must be a visual error on your end. Everyone else sees me as an Ixar. No, I'm just kidding. So if you go to your eqclient.ini file, you can add a line there that says stick figures equals 1, and that will make your visuals look like this. We were talking about it on stream, and I just did it to illustrate what it would be like. And that'll be for any player character or any NPC who is like a playable character model. It doesn't work for the guards because they're technically their own model. And that's why there's like no way to use gear to look like any of the town guards. Wait, Village, did you say you're killing the cook right now? What? Feels bad, man. Is he actually up? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm zoning in now, basically. See, you joke about it, but I was up there last night with the skull, and like as I was running up to him to turn it in, some like high level ish group ran up and killed him. I was like, oh dang, that sucks. And they were like, oh yeah, we didn't even know that was a quest mob. I'm like, yep. If you just kill some of the skeletons around him, you'll probably get a skull. But I've been killing the PH for him every hour on the hour since about 6 a.m. this morning. We did a bunch last night too. I think Liak finally got him at 4 a.m. and then promptly died this morning. Well, on the plus side, there's no longer any rush to get that skull right now. Yeah, he despawns. Yeah, Wrecker, I got the turn in, and he fell to the ground. It says, the cook's bones crack as he reaches out to take the skull from your hands. A voice in your mind says, thank you now, I can leave this dreadful place. Please take this as I no longer have any use for it. The cook places the skull back in your hands before collapsing into a lifeless pile of bones. And then he despawned. So this item is 2 AC, 10 HP mana endurance, 5 intelligence, and burning affliction. 1. Yeah, the intelligence is actually really good. Oh, Corman says that you could still get him. He falls to the floor, but he's not dead. That's crazy. Go check that out, quick, Village. I left immediately, so I don't even know. All right, guys, gotta roll this one out early. Thank you for everyone who checked this out. If you are interested in watching more solo, self-found, permadeath, Beastlord, or other class play, keep on coming back. I'm here almost every single day, bright and early. For now, we're gonna go raid Keebs.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Keebs. What up, Bobby? How's it going?